Good morning, and welcome back to Daily Dhamma, a letter to our children. Today is February 4th, and our reading is, "The mountain is clearer from the plain." Perspective changes everything. We often see our own culture more clearly from a distance, and we never see as God sees. Our view depends on where we're standing or sitting. So perspective really does change everything. When you're stuck on the side of the mountain, it's very difficult for you to see the shape of that mountain. And when you're out on the plain, you can see the overall shape, but you miss the details. And the same thing applies to us as people. We need to take a look at things from a variety of viewpoints. In aviation, attitude means angle of approach, and changing our perspective is how we can change our angle of approach. If we're always coming at it from the front, that's what we're going to see. If we're always coming at it from the sides or the back, that's what we're going to see. And we're only seeing a part of the actual situation. And this applies to our interpersonal relationships, and this is one big reason why we need to have trusted friends who are closed-mouthed and who can listen to our babble without broadcasting it through the world. We need to have somebody else that we can trust, not to tell us what we want to hear, but to tell us what we need to hear. Just another reason for prayer and meditation. It turns out God's not like a jukebox. You don't put in a quarter and then hear whatever you want to hear. You hear what you need to hear, and that's not always the same thing. So all of this means that the things that we have heard last month continue to be true. Not for sure. We don't know exactly what's going on. We haven't seen from the perspective of other people, and we definitely haven't seen from God's perspective. We heard that the saying, "where you stand depends on where you sit," originated in Foggy Bottom, the State Department, although we've also seen it attributed to a guy named Miles. And they called it Miles' Law, and I don't think he was at the State Department, although he worked in a lot of government bureaucracies. And basically he was saying, in the first version, whoever it was that came up with it was saying that if you're on the Africa desk at the State Department, everything that happens looks like it has to do with Africa. If you're on the Southeast Asian desk, the same, and the same thing for Europe. And I guess this is a pretty common delusion that we have, that the world revolves around whatever it is that we're doing, that everybody's watching us, and that only we can make sense of complicated matters, when quite the opposite is true. We could complicate just about anything. So here's a suggestion. Humility is the pause. So before we declare this is the way it is and start punishing people for not agreeing with us, why don't we take a tick, take a deep breath, don't just do something, stand there and see if there's actually something that we need to contribute, or if maybe this discussion could go on without our input. Probably it can, and probably it would be better off if we exercised control of tongue and pen. Now that reads easy, does hard, as our lives. Thank you for joining us, and happy trails to you until we meet again.